start with doing everyone's head in. Doesn't like this aspect of me. And that's catching a lot of people out. This is my testimony. And it puts shudders up the spines of all, excuse my language, cunts out there who know they fucked up. They know. To such an extent that even one of those multiple choice forms has been prepared for the answers that they will give. And you can mark them out as many times as you want, each box. It's only about 4 or 5 answers. But yeah, you can tally up the amount of excuses in a single page. That's how shit this is. That's how shallow people are. This is pretty bad, yeah? Now, I'm explaining this to people out there with emotional empathy, with a soul, with some sort of feeling in them, with a heart, to realise that what a person goes through and what a person doesn't and what a person expects from another, and we're all guilty of this. We're all guilty of it. As it comes to stand, my expectations were high, rather high. This is where I was foolish. This is where I was naive to expect so much and so little to be respected. Took into slight consideration, considering the length of time that things took. Things shouldn't be forgotten about, really. And if they are, they're just tiled over by a mechanism which has got to be recognised in people, where they tile over normally comes from a trauma, experiencing a trauma when you're younger, whether that be seeing a trauma in front of you or going through a bit of a traumatic time. Say if you were on a microglider with your dad and it kind of loses its power and shit, you're kind of like worried because you know your dad's worried, like, type of thing. But eventually you get down, it's all right in the end, but for that moment you were pretty worried and there was a bit of a trauma. So even something as slight as that could cause this repeat function to tile over whatever trauma they've experienced in that duration, short duration. I think that what must have gone on to some extent. It's either that or pull out the autistic card, the autism or the Asperger's, whichever one you want, really. To kind of get you out of this. Talking to people out there who just haven't got a clue what I'm on about. Shit. So there's one person to blame there, and that's Loveday, yeah? Because he knew, and he could have explained that he didn't. Watch him now. Watch whatever he does. If he sees this film, look at him. Look at his reactions, people. Look at his reactions. Now, if you can't see a Goblin reaction going on, there's something wrong with you. You could probably have a grey alien in front of you, and you wouldn't know the difference between that and a human then, because watch his reactions is immediate. He won't let anything sink in. He won't. This is what was worrying. It's not anymore. But this is the limit of where his his mentality went up to. So if anyone did consult him on this, it would go up to a point where he curtailed back in 2019 when he saw that this was a case, more than a case, with these emails. And they will honestly try and belittle them and say, oh, fuck them, fuck these Scientologists. No, not after this length of time, I don't think so. You are mad, yeah. Either that or tiling things, because I went through quite a bit of a rigmarole to get this out there, and it didn't even involve people around me. They could have helped, though. It kind of did involve them, like I said. And watch what Loveday does. His reactions are going to be fucking brilliant, because they're just exactly like a goblin, yeah. He has about 5 answers, and they've all been ticked off many times. They do revert to this Masonic diversion tactics, which became highly apparent, really apparent. This is like their sketchy tactics of how they swerve out of shit right in your face. Yep, it's incredible to witness. So if one person has got this Asperger or autistic thing, then doesn't that mean that Loveday's kind of taking advantage of a person's mindset there? I mean, Loveday told me this, first of all, that the person was autistic. So does that mean then you can program him then, Loveday? Because that's where it kind of resonates to, and it does. He lies all the time about people. He talks always down on people, yeah, even his best friends. This has got to be red flags, for people. I mean, I noticed this red flag years ago, and how potentially destructive this could be. But for some reason, another person didn't fully understand the detriment to it, because they still don't. They still probably won't. It probably is that thread in their ancestry of the Masonic vibe, which is there, and it kind of does rub off from generation to generation. This is where there might be a slight of consideration, or otherwise you'd just be fully flat. You'd probably kill me by now. But they know that they've done wrong in a way by ignoring this. They know that, but they will sketch around, and there is a they. It's these 2 people. One of them is incredibly talented, yet under the influence of the wrong one. And there's a wrong one there, yeah? That's Loveday. He's wrong as fuck. See a fucking goblin there. It's Goblin. Nothing else. He can't even pretend not to be a goblin. So this is pretty deep, yeah? And this is the testimony. It's going to last for 5 days. I'm going to be giving out my testimony every day as clear and precise as I possibly can. This is what I've been told. Energy has to be good and clear for people to understand fully without getting the wrong idea and without thinking anything else apart from what the fuck in something that should have been very easily understood but wasn't. And like I said, I was naive and I was didn't quite know the full picture, but once seen from a certain perspective, you can see where all the strings were being pulled all along the way by people saying certain things and obviously not engaging with what I was the main topic, should have been the main thing. Kind of got distracted with various other bits, which they'll bring up. It's like the Masonic diversion tactics. They'll bring up other things, like fucking John X Army. I don't care about John X Army. Well, so what? You should have fucking noticed that when I was on his thing, I was wrecking him. but you didn't can even be bothered to fucking look at that and enjoy a friend of yours wrecking fucking John X Army. Nah, because it might make you look too special. And that's what it kind of boils down to. It's sickly and fucking weirdly enough. It's just like deep under things are not finished off with like sort of comments. So like, when I first met you, I thought this or that. Is that why you wanted to fucking destroy me then, or something? Because like that's it. It's like, why did you? That's where he gauged it. I mean, that was like a bit of an overplay thing, but like, as in like that you were this and that brilliant and all. But you know, it's almost like you just didn't finish off that sentence with, and that's the reason why I've just tried to destroy you. That's what they've done, just by their committed ignorance and keeping to the mind of a fool, complete and utter retarded goblin of a man. And that's the next door neighbour. That's love there, yeah.